What is up, everybody? I just came home from Wakanda Forever. I am tired and I'm hungry. I haven't had anything to eat in the past 2 hours, maybe 3. But like I said, I just came from the movie, and this is this is technically a review, but this is like a talk per se. I need to just talk about the movie. I need to get my thoughts, my opinions, my feelings out to y'all about this film. The plot is basically about Wakanda and the tribes people. I forgot the name of Namor. Wakanda and the people of Namor. Namor's people. Vibranium. The U.S. government was finding vibranium, and now they have a device in their possession that can detect vibranium. We all know what the Americans would do if they have vibranium in the MCU. So, Namor and his people, since they were literally in their territory, came up on them. They would have to do everything, right? No. Word got out quickly, and now the Wakandans are being blamed for that. Even though it was nowhere near Wakanda, and the Wakandans had nothing to do with it. But all because they saved vibranium, they automatically tied back to Wakanda. Keep in mind, at this point of the film, nobody, and I say nobody, never really knew that any other place on this earth possessed vibranium except for Wakanda. But we know now that there's other people out there, and but yeah, that's the story. Basically, that's the plot now. Shuri, with the death of T'Challa and, surprisingly, her mother. She now has to rise up in the ranks, become the Black Panther, and save Wakanda from the wrath of Namor. The film is beautiful to look at. The CGI, awesome. There are some scenes where Namor was hopping around the sky and everything with his winged ankles, and it's weird looking, but it looks cool in a way. When you see it in motion, you know what I'm talking about. And I'm not talking about what you saw in the trailer. What you saw in the trailer was just a little snippet of what really happened in the movie. When you see him in motion, flying around and fighting with those little wings as his ankles, it looks cool. CGI is a bit off there sometimes, but it looks cool. Other than that, the fights are awesome. When this movie comes out in Blu-ray, I can tell you there's a lot of scenes where you could just take a simple screenshot and put that as your wallpaper. This movie was beautiful to look at. Just like Nope, this movie was beautiful to look at. Very beautiful to look at. Okoye was tasked with simply protecting the princess Shuri as they look for another scientist. That other scientist is Riri Williams, aka Ironheart. Okoye was tasked with protecting Shuri to find on their adventure to find Riri. They did find her, but then in the process of them finding her, Riri and Shuri was kidnapped by Namor's people. When Okoye got back together, she went to Wakanda, she told everybody everything, and now she got dethroned basically. She got kicked out of the ranks. She lost her job basically there, but she's not a general anymore. So she's now a basic civilian living in Wakanda. But I do believe that her story will continue, because I'm not sure, but I think that she's having her own series. I really think she's having her own series. Okoye, just call Okoye. They spent a lot of time with Namor. This movie overall was paced awesomely. And I was going into the movie thinking it would have been an almost 3-hour film, and it is. The movie clocked in at, I believe, 2 hours and 41 minutes. And it was awesome. Nothing felt, it didn't feel long and drawn out like Eternals, and like they were trying to balance and tell the stories of many different characters. No. They were just telling the story of Wakanda. They were trying to recover from the death of T'Challa and Shuri's mother. And the way that they put the Marvel Studios logo at the beginning of the movie, you will normally hear the Marvel Studios fanfare with the logo and everything, but no, it was just, instead of showing all the heroes, it was just T'Challa. And it was known as just silence. Silence. It was just simply silence. I felt it. Okay? I felt it. I really did feel like I was a part of Wakanda. And I felt the pain. They did a very good job on, like Thor Love and Thunder. They did a very good job portraying all of the emotions. Okay? Jokes were sprinkled here and there throughout the movie. But everything was paced awesomely, like I said before. This movie is about Shuri, her arc. Her recovering from... She's recovering from not only the death of her brother, but the death of her mother. And... oh gosh. And she basically became... She became the Black Panther, obviously. It's out there, it's not a spoiler. It's out there. She became the Black Panther. She became the Black Panther. She saw Killmonger in the ancestral plane. She wasn't expected to see him, but she saw him on the throne. They had a chat that basically fueled rage inside of Shuri to say, hey, you can be like your brother, or you can step up and protect the people of Wakanda. Protect your people. Do what needs to be done. Didn't like to see Shuri being all power hungry, just like Namor. I did not like to see that. But the way how she calmed down and resolved everything at the end, the way how Ramonda just clicked back into her head and say, hey, bring justice to our people, but also show them who you are. Be true. That end credit scene though, I was expecting something a bit more.
Do something good, something good, something good, something good. This it?
This
That is not it. That is wait till it's done. This is not it. This is not it. That is not it. That...
But if you read the comics, you would notice that. Alright, I'm just going to come out and say it. Nakia, but she was gone for 6 years straight, and she wasn't there for T'Challa's funeral. And there was a very good reason, and the reason why is because she was protecting her son, which is Toussaint T'Challa. Nakia explained to Shuri that she didn't want her son to grow up in that environment. And he's the son of T'Challa. And I'm basically saying this because I think Marvel is bringing up all these young people to eventually bring out the young Avengers or the next Avengers. If if you read the comics or if you've seen the film, you would understand what I'm saying. Riri Williams. Ironheart. To be honest with you, if she wasn't in the movie, the movie would not change at all. The scientist that Namor was looking for could have easily been Shuri. But Riri had to be thrown in there because the Marvel Studios, they had to introduce her sometime before her series Ironheart. And Ironheart is coming up pretty soon. I think next year. I think it's next year. So they need to introduce her in a movie first and then continue her story in Ironheart. I was going into this film thinking that it's going to be this big CGI-filled action movie. Everything. This whole movie in a whole, I would just simply say this movie is anything but Endgame. This movie is basically a tribute to Chadwick Boseman. And they did a damn good job. Yeah, that was my thoughts of the movie. The score, I'm giving this movie a perfect 5 out of 5. A perfect score. There are no cons with this film. None. This movie is perfect. Perfect. There's nothing wrong with this film. This film is awesome to the T. There's nothing wrong with this film. A perfect 5 out of 5. Rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman. Rest in peace to T'Challa. And as always, Wakanda Forever. Wakanda Forever.